Hey friends and family, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be making some pig's tail. We're going to be making some jerk barbecue pig's tail. All right, I hope you guys are all having a great week. I hope you're all doing well and staying safe. So without further ado, let's get into the video. So let me just clear this up. The pig's tail that I'm going to be using, they are not the corned one. They are the fresh pig's tail. There's no salt on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut it up and rinse it. If you're using the corned one, then you may have to scald it first before you do anything else. All right. So I just added some coconut oil. I'm going to add some pork seasoning, and then I'm going to add some jerk seasoning. I'm also going to add a little Cajun seasoning, and then we're going to put some scallion and pepper, Scotch bonnet pepper, some garlic, ginger. I'm also going to add some onion, thyme, all those good stuff. So I'm going to add all of that, and then I'm going to just mix it up. And if you're not going to cook it right away, then you want to put it in the fridge, cover it, put it in the fridge and let it marinate. All right, but I'm going to cook mine right away. So I have a little oil on the stove heated, and I'm going to add all my pig's tail in there. So in that same container with the seasoning, I add just a little bit of water and I pour it over the pig's tail. I'm going to add some pimento as well, and I'm going to stir this up, and I'm going to cover this on medium heat. That way it can get to produce its own liquid and all the seasonings can get to just marry. All right, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to continue this process for about 10 minutes, and then I'm going to add some hot water from my kettle. So if you're cooking this and you're in a rush, what you want to do is after adding that first set of hot water, you can put it in your pressure cooker and let it get tender. All right, but otherwise, if you want to cook it on the stove top, you just gradually add your water until it's tender enough. You don't want to cook it until it's too soft, just tender enough, because we're gonna make that nice barbecue sauce for it. So here I am pouring that first set of water on it. And as I said before, you continue this process until your pig's tail is tender. All right, I'm going to test it to show you how tender it is, but it's not soft to the point where it's mashed out. Okay, so now that it's nice and tender, I'm going to remove all the pig's tail from the liquid, and then I'm going to make my barbecue sauce. I'm going to be making my sauce. If you don't want to do that, you can use your favorite barbecue sauce. That is totally fine, and you can add your ketchup. So to start off with my sauce, I'm adding some ginger, some blended ginger. I'm adding my molasses. This is going to give it a nice barbecue flavor. I'm also going to add some ketchup and some honey as well, and the amount all depending on the amount you are making. I'm just making a small portion of pig's tail for my husband, so it all depends on the amount, the portion that you're making, then you can go ahead and make that amount of sauce. All right, I'm adding some jerk sauce as well. I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of the jerk sauce, it depending on how spicy you want it. Remember, I already cooked the pig's tail with Scotch bonnet pepper, so the pig's tail is well flavored already and it has enough spice, and I'm just adding a little bit. So now I added some vinegar and I'm adding some orange juice. All right, you can add some brown sugar after this depending on how it tastes, but you don't have to, because I don't want it to be too sweet. I already have the honey and the molasses, so we have a little sweetness, we have a little spice, we have a little tanginess, everything just coming out nicely. You just allow your sauce to cook down until it's nice and semi-thick. So at this point you can go ahead and taste it to see if it needs a little salt, because remember we're adding water to it. If you cook it in the pressure cooker, you may not need any salt at all, because the pig's tail was well seasoned in the beginning and we use that same sauce to make the barbecue. All right, so I pour some on the pig's tail, and I already have my oven preheated at 375, and we're gonna pop it in there and let it finish in the oven. So while that's in the oven, I'm gonna go ahead and make my rice. I just add a little oil to my pot. I'm adding my curry, and I'm also gonna add a little water to this because I don't want the curry to burn. And this curry is not the best that I've used, but it can go on. All right, so I add a little water in there, and I'm gonna add a little bit more because I want the curry to, I don't want it to burn, so I want it to cook a little but not burn. So I just continue that process for about 5 minutes before adding my scallion, thyme, my bell peppers. You can also add onions if you want to, but I don't want any onions in mine. All right, so I'm just gonna cover this for about a minute before adding my coconut milk. All right, so now it's time to add the coconut milk, and we're also gonna add water. And remember to just proportion your stuff to the amount of rice that you're gonna cook. I'm just cooking about 2 cups of rice, so I just add a little coconut milk. I'm gonna add some water to that same bowl and add it to my mixture. So after adding my water, I'm just going to cover it and allow it to boil up. As soon as it starts to boil, I'm going to add my peas. Remember the peas that I always use when I'm cooking this rice? I always use the pigeon peas, all right? Or in Jamaica, we call it gungo peas. It comes in the can and it's already cooked, so that's the last thing you're gonna add apart from the salt. So you go ahead, add your salt to the amount of liquid that you have, and I'm gonna be cooking 2 cups of rice. Yeah, I'm not cooking a lot of food. So I added my salt, and then I'm gonna cover that, add my scotch bonnet pepper, just pierce it so that the flavor can get to come out. I know some people always worry about the pepper bursting in the rice, but no, it's not gonna burst. All right, it's just gonna float to the top and release some nice flavors in your rice. However, if you guys are not a lover of pepper, just don't add it in your rice. Okay, so now the rice is cooked and ready. I'm just gonna fluff it, and the pig's tail is also ready and it's out of the oven, nice and hot. I'm gonna add it to a plate to show you guys. It's lovely. This plate is for my husband. He's gonna be so satisfied when he comes home. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for all the persons who are liking, who are sharing, who are commenting. Even if you watch and you don't comment, you're one of the silent watcher, that's fine. I appreciate you. It's, you still contribute to my page and to my channel. All right, thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you guys in my next one.